Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in British history, the 1981 one penny. Let's rewind time to the early 1980s. The United Kingdom was going through a period of transformation. Economic challenges, political shifts, and cultural changes were shaping the nation. And during this time, everyday currency played a silent but powerful role in people's lives. Among these coins was the humble one penny, small, lightweight, and often overlooked. But behind its modest appearance lies a story of craftsmanship, history, and unexpected rarity. The 1981 one penny features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, one of the most iconic monarchs in modern history. This portrait wasn't just an image, it was a symbol of continuity and stability. Designed by Arnold Mackin, the Queen's profile on the coin shows a young yet confident monarch, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This design remained in use for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin portraits in the world. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the classic design of Britannia seated with her trident and shield. Britannia has long been a symbol of British strength and maritime power. Her presence on the coin connects modern Britain to its ancient roots, reminding us of a legacy that stretches back thousands of years. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. In 1981, millions of these pennies were minted. At first glance, that might suggest the coin is common and not particularly valuable. But in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not always about how many coins were made. It's about how many unique or unusual examples exist. Among the 1981 pennies, there are certain rare variations and minting errors that collectors are desperately searching for. These include misstrikes, off-center designs, double dies, and even slight variations in metal composition. These tiny differences, often invisible to the untrained eye, can turn an ordinary coin into a priceless treasure. Imagine a coin being struck slightly off-center at the mint. Instead of the design being perfectly aligned, it appears shifted. To most people, this might look like a defect. But to collectors, it's a rare and desirable feature. The rarer the error, the higher the value. Another fascinating factor is the condition of the coin. Coins that have never been circulated, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions, are incredibly valuable. These are known as mint condition coins. A 1981 penny in perfect condition, with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, can fetch a much higher price than one that has been used. But what truly elevates the value of certain 1981 pennies to extraordinary levels is a combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. Some experts believe that a small number of these coins were struck using experimental materials or under unusual circumstances. These rare specimens are the ones that collectors dream of finding. Now picture this: a collector discovers a 1981 penny in an old jar of coins, passed down through generations. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. But upon closer inspection, it reveals a rare minting error, a subtle detail that sets it apart from millions of others. That coin, once considered insignificant, suddenly becomes a piece of history worth millions. This is the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the most unexpected places. The 1981 one penny also holds sentimental value for many people. It represents a specific moment in time, a snapshot of life in the early 1980s. For those who lived during that era, the coin is a reminder of everyday experiences, from buying sweets at a corner shop to saving spare change in a piggy bank. Collectors are drawn to this emotional connection. Owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of the past. It's a tangible link to history, a story you can hold in your hand. Over the years, the demand for rare coins has grown significantly. Auctions around the world have seen record-breaking sales, with collectors willing to pay enormous sums for unique pieces. The 1981 one penny has become one of the most talked about coins in this space, thanks to its potential value and the mystery surrounding its rare variations. Experts and enthusiasts alike are constantly searching for these coins. Online marketplaces, coin fairs, and auctions are filled with people hoping to find that one special penny that could change their lives. And every so often, a new discovery is made, a coin that redefines what we thought we knew about this seemingly ordinary piece of currency. But here's the question: how can you tell if your 1981 penny is valuable? First, examine the coin carefully. Look for any unusual features, misaligned designs, doubling in the text, or differences in color and texture. These could be signs of a rare variation. Second, consider the condition. Is the coin shiny and well preserved, or does it show signs of wear? The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Third, get it evaluated by a professional. Coin grading experts can assess the authenticity and rarity of your coin, giving you a clearer idea of its worth. Now, let's talk about the big reveal, the moment you've been waiting for. While most 1981 one-penny coins are worth only a small amount, there are exceptional examples that have reached astonishing valuations. These are the coins with rare errors, perfect condition, and unique characteristics that set them apart from the rest. And among these rare gems, there are whispers in the collector community of a 1981 one-penny valued at an incredible $53 million. Yes, you heard that right. $53 million for a single penny. This valuation is based on the coin's extreme rarity, historical significance, and the intense demand from collectors. It's a testament to how something so small and seemingly insignificant can become one of the most valuable objects in the world. Think about it. A coin that once bought you almost nothing is now worth more than luxury homes, sports cars, and even some works of art. It's a powerful reminder that value is not always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you come across an old coin, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history, a treasure that could change your life, and that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about curiosity, exploration, and the thrill of uncovering the unknown. Top 2. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II one-penny 1989, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters across the world. Let's begin our journey in the year 1989, a time when the United Kingdom was undergoing subtle but important cultural and economic shifts. The late 1980s marked the final years of a decade defined by transformation, technological growth, financial reforms, and evolving global influence. Amid all of this, the Royal Mint continued its centuries-old tradition of producing coins that would circulate in everyday life, including the humble one-penny. At first glance, the 1989 one-penny doesn't appear particularly special. It was part of a long-running series featuring Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait had become one of the most recognized images in the world. By 1989, the Queen had already been on the throne for decades, and her image had appeared on countless coins. Yet, each version tells its own story, and the 1989 penny is no exception. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Raphael Maklauf. This design shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem, facing right, with a dignified and calm expression. Around her portrait, you'll find the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This design was used from 1985 to 1997, making the 1989 coin part of a recognizable era in British coinage. Now let's flip the coin to the reverse side. Here, we see the iconic design of Britannia seated with a trident and shield, gazing out over the sea. Britannia is a powerful symbol of British strength and maritime heritage, and her presence on the coin adds a layer of national pride and identity. The design also includes the date, 1989, and the denomination, 1 penny, clearly marking its place in history. But here's where things start to get interesting. While millions of these coins were minted, not all of them are the same. In fact, certain rare variations, minting errors, and exceptional conditions can transform an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. One of the most sought-after aspects of the 1989 penny is the possibility of minting errors. These errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, or even subtle variations in the design that occurred during production. Such mistakes are incredibly rare, as the Royal Mint maintains strict quality control standards. However, when they do slip through, they become highly valuable to collectors. Imagine finding a coin where the Queen's portrait appears slightly doubled, or where the lettering is misaligned. These imperfections, which might seem like flaws, are actually what make the coin unique. In the world of coin collecting, rarity and uniqueness are everything. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1989 penny is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state. A coin that has been heavily circulated will show signs of wear, scratches, fading, and loss of detail. On the other hand, a coin in mint condition, often referred to as uncirculated, retains its original luster and sharpness. Now imagine a 1989 penny that has been preserved perfectly for decades, untouched by time. Such a coin would be incredibly rare, especially considering that most pennies are used in daily transactions and quickly become worn. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins in pristine condition, and the 1989 penny is no exception. But the story doesn't end there. There's also the possibility of special editions or trial strikes. Sometimes, the Royal Mint produces test coins or limited runs that are not intended for general circulation. These coins can feature slight variations in design, metal composition, or finish. If a 1989 penny happens to be one of these rare pieces, its value could skyrocket. Now let's talk about the collector's market. Over the years, coin collecting has grown into a global hobby, with enthusiasts searching for rare and valuable pieces to add to their collections. Auctions, online marketplaces, and private sales have created a dynamic environment where prices can reach astonishing levels. The 1989 one penny has become a topic of intense interest among collectors, especially due to rumors and reports of extremely rare variants. Some collectors believe that a unique version of this coin exists, one with a rare minting anomaly or historical significance that sets it apart from all others. This brings us to the big question: could a 1989 penny really be worth $45 million? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, rarity is key. If a coin is one of a kind or part of an extremely limited group, its value increases dramatically. Second, demand plays a crucial role. If collectors are willing to compete for a coin, its price can rise to incredible heights. And finally, historical significance can add an extra layer of value, especially if the coin is linked to a unique event or period. In the case of the 1989 penny, the idea of a $45 million value is tied to the possibility of an ultra-rare specimen, perhaps a one-of-a-kind era coin or a special minting that was never meant to be released. Such a coin would be considered a holy grail among collectors, and its value would reflect that status. Let's imagine a scenario. A collector discovers a 1989 penny in an old collection, or even in loose change. At first, it seems ordinary. But upon closer inspection, they notice something unusual, a slight variation in the design, a unique marking, or an error that sets it apart. The coin is then examined by experts, authenticated, and graded. As word spreads, collectors from around the world become interested. Bidding wars begin, and the price climbs higher and higher. What started as a simple penny becomes a global sensation, ultimately reaching a staggering value of $45 million. While this may sound like a dream, stories like this have happened before in the world of coin collecting. Rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, proving that even the smallest objects can hold immense value. So, what should you do if you come across a 1989 one penny? First, take a closer look. Examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for any unusual features, errors, or variations. Pay attention to the condition. Does the coin still have its original shine? Are the details sharp and clear? Second, consider getting the coin evaluated by a professional. Coin grading services can provide an expert assessment of the coin's authenticity and condition, which is essential for determining its value. And finally, never underestimate the potential of what you have. That small coin in your pocket could be more valuable than you ever imagined. As we wrap up today's incredible story on ultra-rare coins history, remember this: every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth millions. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 1989 may look ordinary, but under the right circumstances, it could be one of the most valuable coins in the world. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Top 3, where we uncover the hidden secrets behind everyday coins and reveal the incredible stories that turn pocket change into life-changing discoveries. Today's journey takes us into the fascinating world of the 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny, a coin that carries not just monetary value, but history, craftsmanship, and an unexpected twist that has stunned collectors around the globe. Let's begin by stepping back into the year 2011. The United Kingdom was experiencing a time of cultural significance and modern transformation. Coins were not just currency, they were symbols of identity, heritage, and national pride. Every coin minted during this period carried a piece of the country's story, and the 1 penny was no exception. At first glance, the 2011 1 penny coin might appear simple. On one side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a timeless symbol of continuity and tradition. This portrait reflects decades of history, representing a monarch whose reign witnessed monumental changes across the world. The design is elegant yet powerful, capturing a sense of dignity that has defined British coinage for generations. Flip the coin over, and you'll discover a modern design introduced as part of a larger redesign of UK coins in 2008. The reverse side features a segment of the royal shield, specifically the section representing England. This design was part of a creative concept where all denominations, from 1 penny to 50 pence, fit together like pieces of a puzzle to form the complete shield. It was a bold and artistic move that transformed everyday currency into a cohesive visual masterpiece. But what makes the 2011 penny truly fascinating is not just its design, it's the mystery behind its rarity. Millions of these coins were minted, and most of them are still in circulation today. However, among these millions, a very small number were struck under unusual conditions. These rare variations are what collectors dream about. Sometimes, it could be a slight misalignment in the design, a difference in metal composition, or even a subtle minting error that makes a coin stand out from the rest. Imagine this: a coin slips through the minting process with a tiny imperfection. To the untrained eye, it looks normal. But to a collector, that imperfection is a signature, a mark that transforms an ordinary coin into an extraordinary rarity. In the case of the 2011 1 penny, rumors and collector reports have suggested the existence of extremely rare error coins. These may include off-center strikes, double die errors, or even coins struck using incorrect planchets. Each of these anomalies adds a layer of intrigue, turning a simple penny into a collector's dream. Now, you might be wondering, how does a coin go from being worth just 1 penny to potentially millions of dollars? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, demand, condition, and story. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. The fewer examples that exist, the more valuable a coin becomes. But rarity alone isn't enough. The coin must also be in exceptional condition, what collectors call mint state. This means the coin has little to no wear, preserving its original luster and detail. Demand plays an equally important role. When collectors around the world compete to own a rare coin, prices can skyrocket. Auctions become battlegrounds where bidders push values higher and higher, driven by passion, prestige, and the thrill of owning something truly unique. And then there's the story, the narrative that surrounds the coin. A coin with a fascinating backstory becomes more than just metal, it becomes a piece of history. The 2011 1 penny carries the story of modern Britain, innovative design, and the possibility of hidden rarity. This combination makes it incredibly appealing to collectors. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're cleaning out an old drawer at home. Among receipts, keys, and forgotten items, you find a handful of coins. One of them is a 2011 penny. You almost toss it aside, thinking it's worthless. But then you remember hearing about rare coins, and you take a closer look. You notice something unusual, a slight misalignment in the design, or perhaps a difference in texture. Your curiosity grows. You decide to have it examined by an expert. Days later, you receive the news. Your coin is one of the rarest variations ever discovered. In that moment, your life changes. Stories like these may sound unbelievable, but they happen more often than you might think. Hidden treasures are everywhere, waiting to be discovered by those who know where to look. The 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny is a perfect example of this phenomenon. It reminds us that value is not always obvious. Sometimes, the most extraordinary treasures are hidden in the most ordinary places. Collectors around the world continue to search for these rare coins, examining every detail with precision and care. They use magnifying glasses, specialized tools, and years of experience to identify subtle differences that others might miss. It's a meticulous process, but the reward can be extraordinary. Now, let's talk about the big question, the value. While most 2011 1-penny coins are worth exactly what you'd expect, just 1 penny, there are whispers in the collector community about ultra-rare versions that have reached astonishing valuations. These are not your everyday coins. These are the rarest of the rare, the kind that appear once in a lifetime. And this brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. The rarest known 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny, under the right conditions, with the right error, and in near-perfect mint state, has been valued at an incredible $13 million. Yes, you heard that right. $13 million for a single penny. It's a figure that seems almost impossible, yet it captures the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike. It represents the ultimate dream, the idea that something so small and overlooked could hold unimaginable value. But beyond the monetary aspect, this coin tells a deeper story. It reminds us to pay attention, to look closer, and to appreciate the hidden beauty in everyday objects. It challenges our perception of value and encourages us to explore the world with curiosity and wonder. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a moment to examine it. Look at the details, feel its weight, and consider the possibility that it might be more than just loose change. Because in the world of coins, even the smallest piece can hold the biggest secret. And who knows? The next life-changing discovery could be sitting right in your pocket. This is Ultra Rare Coins History, bringing you the stories that turn ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of what you hold in your hands.